Back to Afternoon Express this fantastic Thursday afternoon. Now, after putting her dreams on hold to help the underprivileged children in her community, Courtney Mitchel has decided that 2019 will be the year she launches her brand new clothing label, NamaquaCapey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, you've had quite a life, and this is going to be your year. New year, new me.
Yes.
Tell us about the name, NamaquaCapey. Where did the idea come from?
Okay, so the name basically just comes from my parents. My mommy grew up in Namaqualand.
Yeah.
And then my father is originally from Cape Town. And so I just basically just wanted to merge the two. And obviously both of the cultures. And just growing up, we always went for holidays to Namaqualand. And then obviously in Cape Town as well. So just bringing those two elements together.
Now, what happened? What was your story? Were you going into the fashion business? Had you already established a label and then decided, actually, the girls in my community need me?
So growing up, I basically didn't have any type of aspirations or dreams. And so I basically just fell into fashion. I think it was like 3 years ago. So I was always doing community work, like always involved with other NGOs or doing youth work. And so, but I've always like done something on the side. And then I think it was in 2016, and then I started with the fashion. But I mean, I can't draw to save my life. And so it was just basically all of the creativity that I had, and also just the passion of wanting to do something different in my community that will draw the young people.
Yeah.
But working in your community, I mean, seeing such stories that kind of drove you to help out and say, I'm here, Tumamina, I'm here to help. What was it about engaging with the community that kind of kept you coming back?
Yeah. It's a good question, and it's actually very hard, especially in the community that I work in. It's predominantly a colored community, and so there are so many hopeless teenagers. And for me, if I look at my life, obviously my life wasn't easy. And so just having that resilience, and so telling them, okay, I went through certain things, but I mean, at the end of the day, you always bounce back. And so even if it's like maybe a year, you take a break from everything and then you just go back into it again. But I mean, to give them that hope, because that's all that anyone else needs.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of things would you deal with in the community? And what community are you talking about?
I'm from East River, so that's in the northern suburbs. I think it's things that we hear about a lot. It's gangsterism, and so in our community, you don't necessarily see the people shooting, but I mean, people die at night.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
And
like
is that
an
what these kids
undercover
are
thing.
confronted with every single day?
Yeah, every single day you have young teens being used by the gangsters, obviously, to do break-ins or stuff like that. And so it's very difficult. I mean, as a woman, like, what do I do to kind of, stop and say, that is a child that you are, busy using for your own gain. Yeah. And so it's very difficult in that regard.
And what kind of work would you do with them? Would you pull them out of their gangs and out of their environments and try and do some rehabilitative work with them?
No, I can't. I am very emotional, so I don't think that I would rather do something fun. So that's why I would maybe with the girls, I would do, we speak about fashion, or we speak about just things that they like, just to make them forget about what is happening at home.
Yeah.
And so we've made little cute things and just showing them basically what I did, how to make a pattern or what a basic block is. Just things that they can say, okay, so now I can do it as well. And even if I don't have a machine, I can do it with a hand needle as well.
Yeah.
So what was the turning point in your life now when you decided, okay, now's the time for me to launch this brand?
Wow, I think if I think of what is happening at the moment in our communities, I think I'm so tired. And so I just feel like it's time now that instead of just saying, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, like actually telling people, you know what, I've been through a lot. And can I speak Afrikaans?
No.
But I mean, like I would basically tell them like, wat jy teëgegaan het ek ook teëgegaan. Like, just bring it that way. And so like, I think that the more real we are about our story, about our pain, like that really, it tells people, okay, I've also been through that.
Yeah.
And so I can also come out of that situation and, leap for something different and greater.
Yeah, ek verstaan.
And from what I understand, from what I see, you used fashion as an escape with the young girls. And for yourself, what was it about fashion that kind of takes you to another world and kind of out of that difficult circumstance?
I think there's so many things about fashion. Like if I think of makeup and hair And especially just with this range, it's the reason why I did it was because of Sarah Bartman. And I mean, all of us know our story. And so I'm just always asking myself, just imagine if she knew what was happening now. I mean, I'm not the first one that is making something to represent and celebrate her life. But I mean, if she could see what is happening now after the way she was treated and, you know, criticized because of her body. So just the celebration of people in general, and just, you know, everyone is different the way we look, and so just highlighting those things, and so that's what's so fun
and
about it.
And I suppose that there's a freedom that comes with creation and comes with fashion, and it's a freedom out of whatever circumstance you come with, and to explore yourself and celebrate yourself. So we've got our first model lined up. I'm so excited to see your range.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I love that color.
So this is the Sarah Bartman dress. This dress I made like in my first semester at college. And so this dress will always be in the range because it's basically the inspiration of everything.
Wow. So why did you choose Sarah Bartman as an icon, an iconic figure to put on your pieces?
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like her story is very sad. And so I think that we need to stop focusing on the sad things that happens in our life and then just turn it around and say, okay, I've been through that, but now let me make something beautiful out of it. And so basically just enhancing the African body, the curves and everything, and, you know, letting women just celebrate that.
There's such a beautiful linear story between Sarah Bartman's stories and the ladies that you help in your communities. I think that it's all about overcoming at the end of the day. We've got our second look lined up.
Okay, so this is a handkerchief look, and this was inspired just by the flowers in NamaquaCapey. So every spring, like, people from all over the world basically go to NamaquaCapey just for the flowers. And so just having that fresh feeling and just the greenery, I just wanted to have something playful just to enhance that.
It is super playful. I mean, I'm a huge fan of crop tops. And I think that flower crop top matched with a high-waisted white denim because I'm quite a small girl. So I like it looking very sleek and lean, but that crop is a must-have, I feel. Super cute.
And I also really like the attention paid to the Khoisan people. I think that's really great. How, I mean, obviously because of your family, it's obviously something quite important to you. All right, tell us about this look.
Oh, so this is also just the desert in the NamaquaCapey and just the orange sand. So that is just why I add the copper and the satin just to give it that luxurious look as well. And then the beading is also hand beaded. And just to give it that high-low effect, so just to show her curves, but also not to show her curves.
Yeah, it's kind of flirty.
Yeah.
Is there any specific notes that you've put to the colors that you've used? I can see that the colors that you use look so amazing on the darker skins or the darker tones.
Yeah. And so with her, Heather has, like, you know, greenish eyes, and so that will obviously pop out the eyes, and also just the skin tone as well.
And I see that you've also decided to match your models with no shoes. Why is that?
I think we put so much effort in just thinking about shoes, and so, like, let's not have shoes. And so all of these designs is very versatile. You can wear it up or down, or you just cannot wear any shoes at all.
So where do you foresee your fashion line going? What do you want to come of it?
For me, I'm a very social person, so I would want it to start a conversation. So if someone had to see the beadwork on it, and then obviously they ask about it, and then the conversation goes from there. But I want it to be a conversation of, okay, so tell us more about, you know, the Khoisan people. And so I'm also learning a lot about it. But just for that conversation to start, and then basically just so that people are educated at the end of the day.
And are you going to be working with your fashion brand and, of course, still doing some youth work in the community? Juggling both, or are you full-time now in fashion?
I think for now, yes, I will go full-time into fashion. But I mean, we meet people on a daily basis. So it's not to say, like, if someone needs help, I'm not going to help the person. But I mean, that's something that I'll always do.
Well, best of luck. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And for sharing your fantastic collection with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
After the break, Noble J performs hit-smashing new single, Wavy, live in the Loft. We'll be right back.